Yes, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to My Two Cents on It. My name is Gerald. Everybody on the internet got their 2 cents on a TV show, so I said, why can't I get my 2 cents on it? So tonight, I'm gonna get my 2 cents on a few topics. Joining me, my former co-host of my online show on Fluid, know this guy a minute. He's a real good guy. The Hulk, Marcus Hawkins. Sir, how you doing?
Man, what's going on, man? How y'all doing out there in internet world? Instead of TV world, we say internet world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we just gonna chop it up. A few topics and go on about our way. So first, this is usually a sports show, but this is a topic that is mainstream worldwide and got to be touched upon. The downfall of Sean John Combs, aka Diddy, aka Puffy, aka Puff Daddy, aka Brother Love, aka P Diddy, whatever you want to call the man. He is through. Footage last week was shown of him in the hotel of 2016 chasing ex-girlfriend Cassie in a town. She tried to escape. He caught up with her, dragged her, threw her on the floor, kicked her, took her purse. So he is officially through. Everybody think he was guilty when Cassie sued him, and he settled 1 day later. But it's nothing like seeing things in person. The footage in your face. This is what finished Ray Rice, and this is now what has finished Diddy. Everybody has turned against him. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has taking the key back to the city that gave Diddy. T.D. Jakes has turned against everybody. And the mama and the grandma has turned against Diddy, rightfully so. So, Marcus, I'm gonna give the floor to you. What is your take on this situation of the downfall of Mr. Combs?
I haven't been following the antics. I just know from that video, even though the statute of limitations, you know, probably had ran out, that video still holds a lot of weight. I guess from a moral perspective, how I was raised, my mom's always told me, if you ever come into it, when you get into an argument where you about to, if you feel like you about to hit a woman, just walk away. And I'm saying all that to say, for what he had did, man, I mean, that was, yeah, that's messed up. I mean, he deserved whatever he gets. Everybody's turning away from him. He just, to me now, he's just a lonely man on a bad island. So that is my take on it. I really, really do hope that he has realized what he has done. The apology, nah, nah. I say in due time, time kind of heals the wound. But yeah, so that's my take on it.
Yeah, I agree with all your points. I mean, if you're not only you're a man, not only, but Diddy is a very successful man, a man that worth hundreds of millions of dollars. So if you and this woman are not working out, just let her go. Get you another woman. Move on with your life. You're Diddy. Don't do anything to put your success, put everything you work so hard for at risk. For the need for control, like he has, like most men have a need for control, which is sad because the best love is love a two-way street. If you have to force something on somebody, it's not really a good love. It should be reciprocated, give and take. So if you're taking instead of giving, that's not good. And also as well, like I said, he could have moved on, found somebody else, keep it moving. Like you Diddy. Also as well, this is not a good look for you because with his need for control, he has this lawsuit, and of course, if the Cassie sued him, he got some other lawsuits he has to fight. So things he's done before. So I saw a Instagram poster from Shaka Khan's daughter where she was glad that Diddy failed because she recalled a time where Diddy chewed out Shaka Khan, and Shaka Khan's son had a problem with it, and Diddy security beat up Shaka Khan's son. So it's karma come back on Diddy because I believe in karma. When you do bad things, it's gonna come back on you. So he did bad, and bad come back on him. So when the mighty go up, they gotta fall down. And he committed a very cardinal sin, thinking he was untouchable, thinking that he couldn't be taken down. He's being taken down piece by piece by piece. Cassie took his money, the footage took his reputation. Next to be his whole career. I don't see him spending a day in jail, but basically he's finished. He best to stay out of public eye the rest of his life.
Another crazy part about this whole incident, when you look at the black culture and when you look at hip hop in general, and it seems as though the misogyny, the bravado, all of that encompass, and you put it into hip hop, right? Then is promoted ubiquitous within the public arena. So now, this is in the archives of hip hop, right? And that's supposed to be our culture, what we had created from the ground up to be something positive. But what we have seen from generations, from upon generations, that our black men are are doing bad things, and they're scrutinized in a way where the media is saying, like, where it actually faced on us, me and you. If no one actually think logically about black men, and if they seen that, they could say, like, you know what, I don't want my daughters talking to no black men. You know, I don't want my sons acting like no black men. So now this is what goes on, and not only does it hurt, you know, Diddy, but I think it also kind of bleeds into us as black men. As much as that we try to, as much as that we try to do that's something that's positive, that's upright, like yourself, Gerald, and the challenges that you go through. This is all what they say. Like, man, it's like we can't get a break, right? You know, and you would think that with all the positive things that's going on in society among African American males, they have this to show. You know, I mean, they're quick to show this. I mean, there's a lot of positive things that's going on, but they're not going to show it. No, they're not.
Yes,
So,
yes, exactly. Like Cameron when they had him on CNN the other day, interviewing him. He thought he was coming on there and talking about his show. It is what it is, makes and all the good things he doing for the community. But they wanted him on there to talk about Diddy. And when Cameron found out what the agenda was, that's when he kind of acted a fool and said, "Oh, you want to bring me off of this? Okay, I'll give you a show." So that's why they got him off when he didn't want to play ball no more. So it's just how it goes.
man, yeah, it's all I think that we can't avoid this this barrier or this magnet, and it just keep on coming at us no matter what we do, no matter what we say. You know?
I really well, you know what, Marcus? I'm not gonna say it's not all race. I think it's more to do with power. It's the fact that a man has so much power, so much influence. That's why so
Yeah, but
people.
Gerald,
I'm sorry to cut you off. That's why so people were jockeying for him, even though it was clear he was guilty because he had so much influence, so much power in the industry. That's why people were having his back, even though it was clear he was guilty. So that's why we have all that power and influence. You feel you can't be
But look,
touched. Kind of like R.
yeah,
Kelly. R. Kelly, was the same way. He
right.
felt untouchable,
So,
and
but
then he got caught.
look at it, right? That's what I said about hip hop, right? You could go down this spiral, you could go down this tunnel, and you will see the men that was in power. And it's funny that we talking about this because me and another coworker of mine, where I do mental health at, we'll be talking about men in leadership roles, right? And how would they handle mental health? And I didn't even go through to the antics and about anything that was outlandish and anything that was bad. I went to the positive route. So I talked about Martin Luther King, Michael Jordan, Malcolm X. I talked about Jesse Jackson. I talked about the CEO era of mutual funds, right? So I talked about them to the point where, okay, we see them on the outside, but how do they handle, what do they do to relieve stress? We look at them on the good on the outside, you know, but we don't know what they could do. We don't know if they coming in home, yelling at their wives, doing something, yelling at their kids, or just taking whatever problems that they have, challenges at work. They might take it out if they at a grocery store or something. They might take it out on the cashier, take it out on on some employees. So when you talk about power, yeah, you're right. But at the same token, it also talks about the culture itself and the leadership roles of African American males, and how they are able not to handle so much power, not to handle so much money, not to handle the public eye, not to handle the notoriety, right? Not to handle the fame, you know? So if you think about it, by you growing up, like what African American males, it seems like it's always something, right? They always getting into something. You feel what I'm saying? The only one we probably never heard of, but only time will tell, like Barack Obama. But we know it's coming, though. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Mm.
so
Yeah, like I said, money is the root of all evil because Diddy paid the hotel $50,000 to remove the footage of him assaulting Cassie. So Diddy's money and power was the influence of him not being exposed, being abusive that day. So it took 8 years for that to come out. That's how much power influence could do. And also as well as more than hip hop. Look at Harvey Weinstein, the man that basically controlled Hollywood. He made so many famous actresses do the great things for movie roles and notoriety. So he finally got caught up. So when you're in a powerful position, it's great responsibility. And very few people take the accountability of their actions.
make you wonder: do you want to be in a powerful position? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I said, it all depends on the individual, depends on the person. Some people can handle it, some people can't. Some people let that the money and the power get to them. It makes them turn to a whole different person.
And I say that for me, I just want to stay out of Dodge, move in stealth mode as much as I can. Just stay out the way.
Yeah,
Get
I just
my
gotta
money
say,
in and out. Get my credentials, what have you, because even if you have the intent of doing something good, they still find a way, to turn a good person to a bad person. You know,
all as I see, like with CNN, they only highlight the bad things. They don't want to talk about the good things people do. They want to memorize the bad things people do.
right,
That's
right,
what Cameron exposed in the interview with CNN. It's all about to expose the bad more than what the good things people do.
right.
Yeah, so We have another topic I found interesting today. Out there in Oregon, a transgender won a female race or a female uh, high school track meet and was booed by the crowd because they felt as a transgender she had an unfair advantage over the actual females that would compete. And so I wanted to ask: should transgenders compete with females, or do they have an unfair advantage that should prohibit them from competing against them?
Man, I don't know. I mean, this is a iffy topic. I'm not going to really speak too much about it. So I'm just going to kind of stay out the way, man. Stay out the way.
Okay, well, I'll give my take on it. I feel a transgender is, well, at least a female transgender is somebody born male transitioning to a female. So, but they still have the chromosome. They still have the body, the speed, the strength of a man. So they, to me, they have unfair advantage over actual females. So when transgenders compete against actual females in track meets and when it's the competitions, they're gonna win because they have an unfair advantage. So I think that it is unfair. They should not compete against actual females because the females are competing from a down position. Now, if a transgender want to compete against men, I can, that's fine because men, have superior strength and speed, so that's fine. But competing against females is completely unfair. I don't think they should be competing against females, and I think the transgender was rightfully booed. I know the LGBT, ABC community may not like that, but that is the truth.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I mean, it's people their own opinion and their own take. In situations like that, you really can't really dive too deep. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, like I said, it's just my opinion of it. So we're gonna go to some minor sports toys. Uh, The Charlotte Hornets and star point guard LaMelo Ball are being sued by the family of a 11-year-old boy during a Hornets fundraising event. After the event, the boy wanted to get an autograph for LaMelo Ball, so LaMelo Ball ignored the boy's requests and got in his car and sped off. And when he sped off, he ran over the boy's foot, and the boy has been
Wow.
suffering. So the boy has been suffering physical, of course, physical and emotional, mental damage ever since. So it's actually a video online of LaMelo Ball driving when he leaves the arena, and he is hell on wheels. He's running red lights, going by other cars, going the same direction. He's just there just acting a fool. So he just signed an extension that's going to pay him $204 million. So I think it's best that he just settle with the boy so we all can move on and the story can get out the news.
Got to be careful what you're doing, man. Got to be careful, man. Got to be careful.
Absolutely. You would have thought Papa LeVar would have taught his boys, how to drive. He would teach them everything else. I thought he taught them how to drive, but
Right.
LaMelo Ball, as I see in that video, cannot drive for nothing. So the NBA has made a deal with NBC, ESPN, and Peacock. So they will be broadcasting the NBA games for the foreseeable future. So the 2024-25 season will be the last season. The NBA will be on TNT. So therefore, inside the NBA, their last season together will be next season. It was a good run. I enjoyed watching the show. I don't watch it all the time, but I did watch it. I enjoyed the chemistry between Shaq, Ernie, Charles, and Shaq. And it's not going
Why
to
they
be the
but, but why? But why they? What I'm saying? Why they taking them off anyway?
the money, the money. NBC, IB, and TNT.
Hmm. It's not gonna
Money.
be the same.
Yeah, it's all about the money. I mean, of course, I prefer to sell TNT. Everybody prefers to sell TNT, but money talk. They say money talks, and bullshit walks. So that's what happens. So the last season, if we have TNT, will be next season,
I got you.
and that is our minor sports toys. And now let's get to why we came. That's the weekly NBA playoff thoughts. And let's go back to Sunday to get to Saturday to get to tonight. So Saturday, the Mavericks beat the Thunder 6. So they closed them out. The Mavericks, of course, playing the Wolves tonight in game one of the Western Conference Finals. Let's talk about the Thunder. What in your opinion should the Thunder do to be an approved team next season?
I mean, they good for the most part. I would say that, and this is my biggest hang up. When you see teams that made a run, when you see teams that actually got over 500, when you see teams that actually made it to the playoffs and did well, I mean, leave them alone. Just work on, just do film, work on various things just to enhance the player. I mean, they already have the team. But when you go into free agent, when you think about trading, then that's when you break up the whole team and you destroy that whole nucleus of what they had before. You bringing over, I look at it like this: you bring over players that might not even fit in that rotation nor that puzzle. So now, when this happened, you bring them back to square one. So they're going back to the rebuilding stage. So to your point, for man, OKC, man, I would say leave them alone, man. Don't bring nobody over. Just keep the same team and just get better. I would say that. Leave
Well,
them alone.
I've been saying on my show for weeks on end, the Thunder should reacquire Kevin Durant. I think what they should do is, trade. I'm looking at the
No,
Thunder.
man. Leave them alone. Kevin Durant is at the age where he has already won a chip. So
He
you
won
bring it
two.
on.
He's won two,
All
but
right, so listen. You bringing over a player that's already won two championships, right? It's like a crapshoot, right? He could do good. He might could do bad. But you're gonna bring him over to a team of some young wolves who are ready and willing to go to who are willing to go to the championship. So you bring him over. He might not, even, and you know that it's gonna be some other players that's gonna have to go if they acquire KD. And it's not even a given if you do acquire KD that they would okay if they do get the playoff if they would get past the first round. So just like I said, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Let KD stay in Phoenix. Let him do what he do. But don't bring him over to OKC. No, leave him alone.
okay. So I'm looking at the Thunder's roster. Of course, you got three untouchables. You got SGA, Shea Gitters Alexander, Chet Holmgren, and the good Jalen Williams. What you do is you keep them three. That's your untouchables. You trade Phoenix, Josh Giddey, because it's time for him to go. Not only because of analyzations, but actually playing like garbage in the playoffs. He can go. You trade them the case of Wallace because Phoenix need a point guard, so you can trade them case of Wallace. And you can trade them the other Jalen Williams.
So we already know Phoenix need a point guard, right?
That's why they're gonna require Case of
Okay,
Wallace in the
who
deal.
but does he work well? No. Like I said before, does he work well with will you do you think he'll fit in that whole offense at
KD is a
Phoenix?
natural. KD is a natural shooter. All you
No, no,
need to
no.
do is get the ball and set up and shoot. He's fine. KD
But
knows coming over that SGA is the man. He's not trying to be the man. He's just trying to help. He just trying to part of a championship team.
all right,
He's
let
gonna
me let
come
me
in.
finish. Let me finish to the point about the point guard going to Phoenix. Would he be able to work with Booker? Would he be able to work with
Randy
the
Beard,
other guard?
yes. He's the point guard. The point guard sets up the offense. In case of Wallace can set the offense for Phoenix. Yes.
Man, I don't know, man. Like I said, leave these young players alone. These older players who wanna I mean, you want them to come over and try to, win a chip, man, it's not gonna work. You know, they're gonna be he's gonna be taking like two or three players from that team. Man,
But
when we
Phoenix,
look at
but Marcus, Phoenix is not getting SGA, Chet Holmgren, but a good Jalen Williams. They're not getting them three. You keep them three, and you add KD to what they got
I'm
left.
saying I'm
You
saying
still
don't
got Lou
even
Dort left. You still got Lou Dort left. He good. So
but what I'm saying is don't even bring KD. Let KD stay at Phoenix.
nah,
Let
Phoenix
OKC.
needs to, no. Phoenix
Well,
Phoenix
let's
has to
let's
start over. Phoenix has to start over.
well, I would say this. I don't agree with I don't agree with that philosophy. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said before, you're bringing over a player who won two championships. He might not have that drive in him to actually win another chip.
I think he does. I think he does. That's why he
Man, I
keeps
think he
trying. I
don't.
think that's why he keeps trying
Okay,
to go places to
so
win, not to go to
so
state. That's why
prime
he went to Phoenix.
so
To
prime
Brooklyn.
example. So prime example, right? Prime example. What happened when you had Harden, you had KD, you had Kyrie? They were
Kyrie
all
won
on
all
one.
that. Kyrie won all that. You know, the refusing to be
No,
vaccinated,
no.
the
But hold on.
watch
But hold
this
on.
anti-shoot movie. Kyrie acting a whole fool over there. That's what ruined
No,
that.
hold on. You had all three of them over there, right? They couldn't even produce.
And
Everybody was
also as well,
thinking.
and
Everybody
also
was
as
thinking they was gonna win the chip. They didn't
and
even win
also as
one.
well, they picked Steve Nash to be the coach. I mean, Steve Nash Hall of Fame player, but he never coached before, so that was a bad choice too.
But I wouldn't even blame all of that on Steve Nash. I would blame it on those.
Some of it, not all, but some of it.
I would blame it on the player. On all three of those players, everybody was running
Kyrie
their
the
own
most.
game.
KD gave it all he got. 2021, he almost led Brooklyn to the title. He gave it all he had in 2021. You have
So
to
just imagine, just
remember that.
imagine, just imagine if he was on another team where it was just him, right? You probably would have did a little bit. You probably would have did better.
But
But
you
due
got
to
to
the
remember
fact
that.
that you
You
put
got to
him,
remember now, Marcus KD now is 35. Now he's 35, so he's not trying to be the man. He's trying to come in, do his part, him team with a championship, score his 25 points, and put OKC over the top. That's what he would do.
yeah, yeah.
So we're gonna agree to disagree on that. So we're gonna move on to Sunday, where Indiana beat the tired, injured Knicks, put them out of 7. So let's go to the Knicks. Would you trade some players, or would you consider letting go of Tom Thibodeau for running the players into the ground, which led to some of the injuries which they
I don't know.
sustained?
I don't know. I think I don't know. New York is. It seems as though they don't. This year has been the most productive year for New York since the years of like when Melo and you had
Jeremy Lin,
not even Jeremy Lin, like Jamal Crawford when he had him over there. When you had them superstars that was over there, you know,
I started about
man,
you talking about them years, yeah.
yeah, those since those years, like the early 2000s. But just been the year that New York has really, man, turned it up a notch. I would say if if what's the name don't take that extension, man, New York better go, man. They're gonna go right back to the drawing board because they really need a point guard.
They got a point guard, Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, but I was hearing that he might not take that extension though.
Jalen Brunson gonna stay with the Knicks because not only has he revitalized Knicks organization, his father is also an assistant coach over
Yeah,
there. So
yeah, I
that's the
know.
main reason why that's another reason why he went there. His father's assistant coach there. So Jalen Brunson is staying. Now the question is, do they trade Julius Randle?
I got you.
And I'm leaning towards maybe they would trade Randall because they got pretty far without him. They probably would have beat Indiana if Russell could have probably finished the game, but he couldn't. So I would probably what I would do is, of course, the Villanova connection, Russell, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart. That's your nucleus right there. You keep those three. So Hardesty and Mitchell are good combo center. They got a good depth with Donovan Burke. All you gotta do is trade Julius Randle. Maybe you get a better guy in the front court team with them, and I think they're gonna be okay.
I got you.
Now, maybe Charles Thibodeau, of course, he coached the Bulls for years. I know he's a damn good coach, but he has this, what his drawback is he rushes players too hard in practices and the games, and I think him running the team hard led to some of the injuries. Not all of them, some of the injuries. I'm of the mindset they might have to let go of Thibodeau and get another coach in there that's gonna pull back a little bit. If we pull back a little bit, the Knicks will get more, in my opinion.
But I mean, but who? But if you let Thibodeau go, right? So you losing that defense, right? So from my experience, New York has always been kind of going back and forth with that off the fast break offense to the half court trap offense. I mean half court trap defense, and now going back to the defense. So like when you think about when Phil Jackson was over there, he tried to run the triangle that triangle offense
Yeah,
over there. That didn't even work.
and that's what
So
led. And that's what led to his, championships as coach. Of course, that's his bread and butter.
right, right.
So what I would do is I would tell Tom Thibodeau, thank you for your contributions. I'm letting you go, and I will hire Mark Jackson 10 minutes later.
Okay, all right.
All right, joining us, Mr. Unapologetically Late, Jason Boyd. Sir, how you doing?
What up? What up, man?
All right.
How are you?
Jason
Hey, give me
Marcus Jason.
what's up, man?
Hey, how are you?
Man, I'm good. I'm
Yes.
good, man.
Yeah, we started the show about 30 minutes ago, Jay, but we are now on weekly NBA playoff thoughts. We now talking about the Knicks. I just told Marcus I would fire Charles Thibodeau and hire Mark Jackson 10 minutes later.
But what does Mark Jackson give you? Like, would Mark Jackson be able to and come back in coaching mode, or does he need to have? What does he need if he do come back and coach the Knicks? Right? Would this be the year that this is Mark Jackson's experiment, where it might be his first time getting reacclimated into coaching again? You know,
I
because
think
it's a whole new ball game. It's not like how
coaches
he
like
was
driving,
operating
Marcus.
before.
Coaches like
How,
driving. Once you know it, you just do it.
like I said
Something.
before, okay, but Gerald, this like I said, it's a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? You don't, Mark Jackson don't have like the he might not have like the ability to and the patience to handle with these young kids. You know, so
Thibodeau,
I
Thibodeau
would
is
say
letting his guys too hard, Marcus. That's all. That's all.
okay, I would say, all right, to your point, I would say get rid of Thibodeau, right? Get rid of him. Have Mark Jackson to come in. But if Mark Jackson come in and coach, don't expect for him to like take the Knicks to, win getting out of the second round of the playoffs. This is his getting reacclimated to actually going back into
I
coaching.
don't know. So, Jay, what you think?
So, you want to get rid of Tom Thibodeau?
And hire Mark
Is
Jackson.
that who
Thibodeau,
both of you want to get rid of Tom Thibodeau?
I do.
I say if he does, if he get rid of Tom Thibodeau, then he will he will have to find a coach that will actually have to like to pick up that I mean, they got the good offense, but he would have to find some good sound players that are not,
I'm confused.
Right.
I'm just confused
accident prone.
because didn't Thibodeau just coach them to a second round where they possibly could have won? I mean, if they weren't injured, if they had all their players.
Yeah, but see
Yeah,
him when the players hard is part of the reason why they were injured. He plays the players too much. Like Josh Hart
All right,
played
give me the
40
injuries.
minutes, 3 straight
Well, give me the
games.
injuries first. Give me the injuries
Let
first,
me
and I can tell whether they're long-term injuries or if they're injuries that you would just get. What are the injuries?
let me look them up. Let me look them up. So go
Yeah,
ahead,
because I mean,
Mark. I'm
you can
sorry.
see what the
I'm sorry,
injuries
Jay.
are.
What's your thoughts?
Like Brunson's injury has nothing to do with playing too much. Like not all the injuries have something to do with playing too much. I mean, some of them do. I know what he did to Derrick Rose. I get that in Chicago, but like you have to look at the injuries. But you can't just take the injury and be like, all right, they're injured. You have to see what the injuries are first.
or or
Okay,
or
so
or anybody coming to New York know that is a given. Like, man, you gonna play some defense. It's like you're not your defense going to transition to offense. So don't expect coming over here that you're gonna be, just taking shots or doing like offensive stuff. You're gonna start off with defense because we know that, this is how Tom Thibodeau wants to run his his game. I mean his game over here.
okay, here we go with the injury. So today, Bojan Bogdanovic had surgery on his left wrist, and it will be reevaluated in 6 to 8 weeks.
That has nothing to
Jalen
do with playing too much.
Jalen Brunson underwent successful surgery for his left hand fracture Wednesday, and reevaluated 6 to 8 weeks.
Nothing to do with playing too much. Both of those
Mitchell
injuries.
Robinson underwent surgery Monday to address a stress injury to his left ankle. Julius Randle
Possible.
underwent Julius Randle underwent successful surgery on his right surgery. I'm sorry, on his right shoulder yesterday, and the Knicks said he'll be reevaluated in 5 months.
Again, has nothing to do with playing too much. So
OG,
3 out of the 4 injuries
OG,
so far had nothing to do with playing too much.
OG and Nabley suffered a hamstring injury, which that's about the playoff against the Pacers. So that's five guys in your rotation out.
Okay, but none of those injuries, except for maybe the one, has anything to do with playing too much. I mean, I just came from hooping. I hoop all the time. I play that. None of those injuries have anything to
Okay.
do with playing too much in any way, shape, or
Okay.
form. That has nothing to do
Okay.
with it. I mean,
Like I
Hey,
said, go ahead, bro.
now I was gonna say going back to hooping. So where you be hooping at?
I was over at the export.
Where at?
Oh, in Skokie. I live in Chicago, but I go to the export in Skokie because parking's easier.
Man, because I be out in Evanston, and
Okay,
we
nice.
we be out there. My friend, he be playing somewhere at this. You know where Buffalo Joe's is located.
No, I
Where is
don't.
it? It's on the same block, but we be out there. We be playing ball, but I play ball. You know what I'm saying? So I was
You
playing
play
like
outside?
last. Yeah, I was playing outside, man.
You
Fell
play
down on the
outside
ground and
or inside?
everything. Got back up. I ain't feel nothing, but I
Oh,
see what you're saying about like when it comes to
I can't
like
play outside anymore.
when it comes to like playing ball, you know, and I understand what you're saying about like the defense and stuff like that. But I'm gonna jump off real quick. I'll take
Yeah,
this.
I wouldn't fire Thibodeau. I wouldn't fire Thibodeau for. I wouldn't
Okay,
fire
I'm back.
Thibodeau, and I wouldn't
Like,
fire.
all right, bro. Like
I
I
don't give a fuck
said,
Jackson.
I don't hate Thibodeau. I don't hate Thibodeau. I just think he just runs players too much.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Run his players too much. That's all. So, what would you do with the Knicks, Jay?
Real quick, I'm gonna say this before I leave. I'm gonna come back on though. This is what I would do with the Knicks. Real quick. What you do is you just, like I said with OKC, you just tighten up the players. You tighten them up, you run film, and you just learn from your mistakes. That's all you can do. You don't trade anybody. Keep the same team. Because what's going to happen is, when you trade, you do free agent, you basically cleaning house, and you're going back to the drawing board. I don't think Tom Thibodeau want to go back to the drawing board after actually going to the playoffs. I know he doesn't want to do that, and for the fact that he lost by a point. He lost by a point. You know what I'm saying? No, my fault. He got blown out that game, but he had some injuries. But that Indiana and New York series, that was a nice series. It went to game 7. So to my point, keep the players. You're not gonna really find too many good players. As far as like veterans, you're not gonna find too many of them. And if you do, you're gonna have to pay them some money. So keep the same team.
Okay. All right, Mark. So Jay, what you think?
I mean, I think that the Knicks are moving in a positive direction. I wouldn't mind if they came back with the same team. But if they have room to sign, I don't know what their money situation is. But if they have room to sign someone, sure. But I would keep obviously Brunson, the Villanova guys, the guy that they got from Toronto, and Anunoby. I always forget his name.
Yeah. Anunoby, yeah. OG
I would
Anunoby.
keep him. And I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that I think the Knicks, if they were healthy, they would have given the Celtics a run for their money, and I think they would have beat Indiana.
Yeah, I do agree. So
mostly the same team. They can add some players, but
yeah,
I still think get like LeBron James for 1 year.
I still think Coach Thibodeau needs to trust his bench a little more. I know he trusts his rotation a lot in the playoffs, but he needs to trust his rotation more. He needs to go instead of 8 deep. He needs to go 9, 10 deep. It's the reason that you have 12 guys on the roster. He has to use most of them. I know you don't trust most of them, but he has to use them because you can't run guys in the ground. That's what happens.
No, I agree, especially with the way the game is today. Like people think, again, I hate to always bring up the 90s. I know it's rough and tough, but the amount of running that you have to do to play today, I mean, that's what gets people in. You're running, you're going into the lane. It's a lot of pounding on your body. So, yeah, I mean, extending the bench isn't a good idea. Isn't a bad idea, but they probably should. I would want them to make some moves. That's what I think they should do. I think they should improve their bench. I don't know that. I mean, do you think the Villanova guys outside of Brunson are NBA starters?
I think Brunson, Hart, and DiVincenzo together, the three of them, the Villanova connection, need to stay together. You make sure you keep the three of them. Yes, keep the three of them. You keep the three of them. Yes.
So
I would say they might have trade Julius Randle. They gone far without him. I don't think they really need him. So I would say you would trade Julius Randle and then just get some players back in return for him, and then just see what happens. And hopefully,
I see what you're saying. I understand they don't need him, but and maybe so. You could trade Julius Randle. I don't think that would be out of the question. But also, you could use Julius Randle as someone you're adding. I mean, they were doing well. They were doing well with Julius Randle too.
Of course,
yeah, of course. Bad without him. If I could, I wouldn't mind bringing them back. I think they just need to improve their bench. So going back to the Villanova guys, you want to keep them in. Hart's what, 6'5"?
6'4", 6'5". He up there like that.
And DiVincenzo's what, 6'3"?
Yeah, let me check their height. Let me check their exact height. I'm not for certain. So let me see. So their roster.
I was checking on my phone, but I had the game on my phone right now.
So Jalen Brunson is 6'2".
Jalen Brunson. Oh, pause. Jalen Brunson is not 6. I know it says that. He's like 6 foot.
Yeah.
6'1".
Dante DiVincenzo. Yeah. Yeah, of course. Kind of like Bradley, what he said was 6'4", but really 6'1". So yeah. So
who was
that was exposed. Bronny is really
How-
6'1". He's not 6'4". He's 6'1".
Who?
Huh?
Who are we talking
Bronny.
about? Oh yeah.
LeBron James Jr.
Yeah. He's definitely not
Yes.
6'4".
Yes. Yeah. So let's see. Russell 6'2". DiVincenzo 6'4". Hart 6'4".
Yeah, so defensively, that's and I know Hart's really good. He plays bigger than he is. I don't know that it's such a small backcourt though. You know, in the NBA, where you have like 6'6" point guard, 6'8" point guard, six. I don't know that. I mean, obviously they did well, but I would like to put one of them, not both of them. I keep the both of the guys together. I would like to put one of them on the bench. One of them. I don't know which one.
That's the thing with Coach Thibodeau. He likes to, when he trusts you, he trusts you. When he don't trust you, he don't play you. So when he trusts the guys he plays them too much. He don't really trust most of the guys on the team. He doesn't play Dwayne Washington, Jacob Toppin, Jericho Sims, Shake Milton. He doesn't play Mamami DeConte. Man, he played Alec Burks. He had to play Burks when he had two injuries.
Alec Burks got in the rotation, about 3 or 4 weeks ago? He got back in the rotation.
He got in at the end of the series against the Pacers because they had so many injuries.
Yeah, he was hooping.
Yeah. Because, like I said, we can go on and on here today, but Coach Thibodeau has to trust his bench more, stop playing guys to the ground.
I agree, but I wouldn't fire. I mean, that's fine, but I wouldn't fire him. I definitely wouldn't fire him, and especially, I don't dislike Mark Jackson, but I don't know if Mark Jackson is like. I mean, he's a good coach, I think, but I mean, I think Thibodeau's a good coach. So and Mark Jackson has his weaknesses as well. But,
Okay. So you know what? I would have a talk with Coach Thibodeau and advise him what he should do. Hopefully, he does it. So we're gonna move on. Yeah, so we're gonna move on where the Timberwolves knocked out the defending champion Nuggets at 7. Before we get to it, Nuggets coach Mike Malone was out of pocket talking to a reporter like that because that wasn't a dumb question. That was a good question. How do you feel lose the game being up 20? I mean, that was you all up 20, let the game go away. It wasn't a dumb question. It was the right question. It's not the reporter's fault. Y'all blew that lead. So him going to the reporter was out of pocket. Everybody that say he was wrong is correct. Not one of them. But so Jay, what was your thoughts on the series?
So I watched the game. I think Denver is a really good team. I think Minnesota obviously is a good team. They were able to speed up Jokic just a little bit. Jokic wasn't as relaxed as he usually is. And that's because of what Minnesota's defense was able to do. Both Karl-Anthony Towns did a good job. Some people are saying that Rudy didn't do a good job, but I think Rudy did a sufficient job. I don't think that people act like, I don't know. It's not, people act like Dikembe Mutombo was some like man among boys. They make fun of Rudy, but it's like, I think Rudy's certainly on par with Mutombo. Offensively, Mutombo had that one good year where his rookie year, he averaged 70 points a game. But I think he does a good job. The defense did a great job, sped up Jokic. The role players weren't able to, Jamal Murray wasn't able to kind of down the stretch dominate. He was a little bit injured, but Anthony Edwards stepped up to the plate, made everything difficult on him. Like I said, and he kept on coming at them. I think that Naz Reid, I want to say that it's Naz Reid, correct? The backup. Naz Reid.
Six man of the year. Yep. 6 man of the year. Naz Reid. Yep.
Right. And they did a good job of team defense. People think so much of again, I know I'm always bringing this up, but people think so much to in the 80s and 90s where you're playing one-on-one defense, but now you're playing with so much space. And you can be a good defender, don't get me wrong, but it's not only being able to slide your feet and be a good defender, it's being able to read and play defense with your team. Because if you're out there just trying to, just set someone down by yourself with the current rules, that's really, really, that's difficult. It's more about team defense. And I think within a scheme, Rudy is, a good hub. I know a lot of people out there on social media, on other basketball channels, and they're saying Rudy didn't do a good job. Other NBA players are saying as well. But these other centers that are talking, they didn't have to play in space the same way Rudy did in the same matchups. I mean, Shaq could rest on the pick and roll. Like Shaq most of the time would play under the pick and roll. He'd play drop coverage. Shaq would just drop coverage. If you had Shaq out there in space, don't get me wrong, Shaq's way better. Shaq would dominate Karl Anthony Towns and all them, but he didn't have to play in space the same way Rudy does. And I think Rudy did a great job. I think Karl Anthony Towns stepped up to the plate. People were calling him soft. I thought he was soft, to be honest with you. I thought the way he played, I hate because he just shot all those threes, but nah. He improved himself. He was driving to the basket. He hit some key shots. He was very mature, you never heard of any beef of with Anthony Edwards kind of being the best player on the team now. You never heard anything about Karl Anthony Towns being like, nah, man, I had to be the best player. He did that. He works well. I really like their team. I like Slow-Mo. I think he's fun. Minnesota's very good.
Anderson.
I've always liked him. I liked him even when he was in Memphis. And I think it's going to be. I'm looking forward to. I know they might win this year, but Denver, Minnesota, even San Antonio with Victor. But the series, I thought it was a good series. I know the games themselves there were some blowouts there for sure. But in terms of the strategy that the coaches were going back and forth with, it was a good series. Well, I'll say this: it's not as good. I thought it was a great series. I thought the games would be closer, so I was hoping for that. But overall, I was satisfied with the series. I liked it. It was great. It was fun. I like Anthony Edwards, and I like Minnesota. Love how they play defense. I'm excited. I hope Minnesota wins the championship. I hope they beat. Well, I wouldn't mind seeing Dallas win either. I wouldn't mind seeing, but whatever. That series was. I liked that series. It was fun.
Yeah, I will say it was one of the best 7-game series I've ever seen. I didn't see every game, but I saw most of it. So it was back and forth. Timberwolves hit the Nuggets in the mouth. I knew that 3-game break would give the Nuggets a little help, which they did. They won the 2 in Minnesota. And then they won that 3rd game in Denver to go 3-2. I think Game 6 was the catalyst. The Nuggets, I think, really didn't take Game 6 seriously. Had they taken Game 6 seriously, they maybe would have closed Minnesota out. But because they laxed, they thought they closed by the 7. They let Minnesota just blow them away. And little they know Minnesota had the confidence the whole time to come back and win the series. So they gave Minnesota the opening they needed. And then Game 7, Denver went up 20. I'm thinking again, thinking Minnesota's going to fold. So the whole series, Denver thought Minnesota would fold. But Minnesota never folded. That was the thing. They thought Minnesota would fold, but they never did. So Minnesota just kept on fighting. And when they said in the press conference, coach said, keep on playing. They told them, our best is better than their best. And they proved it in the end. So let me ask you, what does I guess for now, the champs to next month, what do they need to do to improve the team, to get back to the mountaintop?
Now, I'm kind of stealing this take from someone else, but I firmly agree with the take. It's not like I very much agree. So, you know what? Denver simply, Michael Porter, go back to Oklahoma, just get better. Aaron Gordon, just get a little better. They're still a really, really good team. I still like Christian Braun. I don't think he had necessarily a great playoff this year, but I still like their team. Come back next year, keep Jamal Murray healthy. Pick up sign somebody, get a free agent, make some little tweaks. But overall, the core of the team, bring back, and everyone just get better. Get better. They're a good team. I don't know what. I mean, they went to 7 with Minnesota, who has a chance to win the championship. Denver could have beat him, and and Jamal Murray was, I know some people say injuries aren't an excuse, but it's not an excuse. It's just a part of what happened. He was injured. I'm not saying he didn't play well. He played. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not saying the injury totally held him back, but he certainly wasn't himself. So I don't think that they need to make a whole bunch of changes. I still think that their coach is a very good coach. I think Joker. I don't think Joker. I mean, technically, based on things that happened, Joker's still, you might go call him the best player in the NBA, but I'm not saying he's not the best player in the NBA because they lost. I'm saying because I believe Embiid this year uninjured was about to pass him in terms of his play. But he hasn't because he was injured. But Jokic is still obviously a top 3 player, if not number 1. Run it back. I'm trying to think if there's any changes. Maybe. I don't want to. I think their team's good. There's nothing big. Maybe add someone to the bench. I want to bring back KCP. I know he didn't have a great series, but he's still a good player. He's 6'5", long, plays defense. Christian Braun, tall, might punch on you, but will play solid D. Maybe another. Maybe add a big, or add something where they can be a little bit more versatile with their lineup and get like a more of a stretch 4 maybe. I don't know. It doesn't have to be some big, huge.
That's Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon, they stretch 4. That's.
But he's not a great shooter. Right. I don't know. But he's more of a athlete.
Slasher.
He plays
more of a slasher.
Yeah. So they can't. So. And a lot of times teams just lean off him. And don't get me wrong, he did his thing. But Michael Porter did not do his thing. He didn't have a good series. So just get better. I don't think they need to make a bunch of changes that I've said now 3 times. But I just get better. Get better. That's it.
Yeah, I know people are blaming Michael Porter Jr. for, a bad playoff series. But, you got to remember his 3 brothers, all 3 of them did something stupid. I can't remember what they all did, but all 3 of them did something stupid. So he was kind of
one game
distracted.
Another one gambled on the NBA.
Yeah, he's bad. One did a DUI. He served about 5 to 6 years. And the third one did something. I can't remember what it is. But all 3 of them just did something stupid. So he was a little distracted. So I'm like,
did he kill him? Did he kill
I think
somebody?
the person might have died. I think the person might have died. I got to look it up and see. I'll look it up and see. But yeah, I think they might have died. But yeah, this is 3 brothers are idiots, so I'm becoming a little stacked for that. I think I agree with you that Denver may not need to make so many changes. KCP is one of the best 3-and-D players in the league. I would say maybe do something with that bench. Maybe Reggie Jackson. Maybe, tell him might be tired of retire. Replace Reggie. DeAndre Jordan is on the roster. Tell DJ it's time to hang it up. So I would say place him.
DeAndre Jordan, he's been stealing money for like 5 years, if not longer.
But you know what? If you're on the roster, cash some checks. I'm not hating. Cash some checks.
Oh no, I'm not hating. I'm just saying I would steal money in a second. I would steal all the money. I'm not mad at him. I'm just saying. It doesn't seem like.
Yeah, I
agree. I guess I'm a little biased against DeAndre Jordan, not because I don't like him. I just feel like he never got better, past just dunking. I'm not saying just maybe I thought he would just get a little bit better. I just feel like he just was a rebound dunk. I thought he would at least do a little something different at some point.
Yeah, but you got to remember, a lot of 7-footers, can rest on the fact he's 7 foot. So they know they've been in the league for years on end because the league needs 7-footers. So very few 7-footers really try to be elite.
Right.
Because this is a guard-driven, forward-driven league. They're the ones who drive the league. The big man are there to be big. Most of them anyway. So if I was 7 foot, 6'11", I couldn't even say I was trying to be better. At least to be the best.
It's kind of a guards league, but the best players in the league are big men. Joker, Giannis, Embiid, and about to be Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah, but the league was driven by like forwards like LeBron, KD, guards,
Yeah,
Steph Curry, Dwayne Wade,
right.
MJ before that. So Kobe, so the guys forwards were the ones they pushing. The big man was just there on the side. It was with the guys
Oh yeah,
before.
no doubt.
Yeah, so I think I agree with you. So let's go to last night where Indiana had a chance. I think they should have won the game. They let it get away. I think they're gonna regret that. But Boston pulled it out. What was your thoughts on game one?
I mean, Indiana probably should have won. They probably should have figured a way to foul at the end, even though they went out quick. They didn't really have to. There was no dribble, so they didn't have a chance to foul them on the dribble. But Indiana's kind of playing with house money. I think Indiana against this Boston team without Porzingis, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 7, and I wouldn't be surprised still if Indiana won. I mean, yeah, sure, but we'll see. I'll put it this way, Gerald. I think whoever wins tomorrow or wins the next game will likely win the series. Obviously, Boston will be up 2-0. If Indiana ties it up and is going home, I think Indiana will win the series. I hate Boston, but I love Jaylen Brown. So I was happy for Jaylen Brown last night. Like, I root for Jaylen Brown pretty hard, but I just hate Boston. I love Jay Brown. I love his game.
Oh, he was glad he got that big old contract, $304 million.
What's that?
So he was glad that he got the biggest contract in NBA history, $304 million.
Yeah, I was happy for him. I mean, it was the time. I wanted to get it. I was begging the Sixers to try to trade Mitch Simmons for Jaylen Brown because I knew he never had any heart. Jaylen Brown plays hard. He works at his game, and he's really good. So I don't.
I ain't got a problem with the money,
love
but
to have him.
how do you pay? But how do you pay a team? How does a team pay the second best player the most money in NBA history? What are they gonna pay Jason Tatum?
I mean, it's amount of it's time. And then the next payday, the right people will move.
What I'm saying, if you pay Jaylen Brown 304, you gotta pay Jason Tatum 375 because Tatum is their best player.
Tatum has the max that he could get at the time when he signed his contract, and when he signs again, he'll get the max again, and he'll pass Jaylen Brown.
Okay. You're right, but you're right, but back to the game. I think Indiana blew their best chance with the series last night. Had they stole the game one, they had a good chance with the series. I think them losing to Boston really, to me, eliminates the chance to win the series. And they can push Boston, but I think the chance to win the series is gone. Because I see Boston winning tomorrow night, going up 2-0. Indiana winning game one, possibly, game 3, possibly winning game 4. Then Boston closed them out in 6.
I mean, that's not
Porzingis. I'm trying to cut you off, but Porzingis, they say by game 4, he should be back. So by game 5, 6, Porzingis will be in 4 and help close Indiana out.
What's Porzingis' injury?
I forgot. I mean, that's so long. I forgot. Let me look at that.
That's fine, but ordinarily I would say definitely correct. I'm just not a big believer in Boston, but if Porzingis is coming back, yeah. If he's coming back, then I change my mind. If he comes back, I think Boston wins. If he's back by game
4, they said 4.
I think if he's any good, he can play be a solid rim protector a little bit, bang threes that Horford might miss, then it's probably a wrap.
Yeah.
He comes back.
So he has a strain. So he had a strain in his right calf. That's what it was. He had what's called a solar strain in his right calf, which knocked him out for the time playoffs. But he said by game 4, he'll be back.
Well, it depends on what they try to do because, it's weird. Boston is the better team, but it seems like Boston is just trying to run with Indiana. So remember when I mentioned before, Indiana can't play half court, but Boston is saying, "Hey, we can run with you." So if they do that, then Indiana will probably stay in the series because Indiana they're going off the make. If you remember the second play of the game, Indiana did something that they scored and no, they didn't score because they didn't score till late. But right, they pushed hard, but Boston pushed hard right back, and they scored first, and they kept on scoring. And remember, Indiana had a really bad beginning to that game, and I don't know if they'll start off bad. If they, I think they might bring in T.J. McConnell maybe a little earlier because he seems to get them going. So if Boston continue and wants to play Indiana's style and wants to try to go up and down, that gives Indiana a chance to at least stay in the game. And Toppin played well, and it has played well most of the playoffs. Indiana's playing well, so I think they have a shot. I mean, obviously, if Porzingis comes back and is half decent, Boston is, I guess, the better team. But I still give Indiana a shot still to win a series because Boston seems to be determined to play their game, and as I said, that's going to keep Indiana around, I think.
Yeah, I think when Porzingis comes back, Boston will slow down. By that point, it'll be maybe 2-1 Boston. I think they'll close Indiana out eventually. Like I said, Indiana had their best chance to win the series when they won last night.
How long do you think it will take Porzingis to be right though? You think he's just going to come right back and be?
So if he comes back game 4, I'll say by game 6, he should be in good form.
I never had a calf strain. I don't think I've never had a calf strain, but on a 7-footer that can lead to the Achilles.
Yeah.
I don't know. So where do you think Porzingis is going to make the most impact then?
He's going to be the stretch 5. He's going to be out there shooting 3-pointers. And then once he gets his wind back, gets his legs together, he's going to be right up and down the court, being a mismatch on offense. Posting up, slashing, being just a versatile weapon. That's why they acquired him. So, because he can do different things. That's why Dallas it didn't work out with him and Luka because he just stood in the corner and he was saying he could do more, which he can, to just stay in the corner. So he's gonna be doing more than that.
I'm gonna go back and look tonight and see how he does defensively against Miles and how against not Miles. What's the center for Indiana?
Miles Turner.
What's that?
Miles Turner.
No, the big guy. He's good. He's pretty good.
Miles Turner.
Yeah. Why am I forgetting this? Yeah, it is. Yeah, Miles Turner. You're right. So he's playing the 5. There's a lot of he moves. I mean, I know he's not catch and go, but let's see how Porzingis guards that. I forget if Indiana in their offense if they do high pick and roll with Turner. I feel like do they do a lot of high pick and roll with Turner and Halliburton?
I know Turner shoots a lot of threes, so he was out there deep shooting 3-pointers.
I mean, I'm kind of interested in that matchup right there. I know because do you remember what they did last night to what they did to Horford? Did you see they went at Horford? They were murdered.
Al Horford's 37. Al Horford's 37. He's an old man out there.
But you think but look, I know it seems crazy, but on a closeout, look, if you're kicking and you have a big 7'4" dude coming out. Now there's some guys, young men, they can be spry, but Porzingis has had operations. I'm not saying he's good still, for sure. But when you're closing, if you give me the ball and a 7'4" guy is coming to close anybody out, I mean, they're coming hard to close out. You're gonna be that guy's an NBA player. I forget his name for Indiana. And if you see, he went right away. He didn't try to play with the ball. He just went. There's nothing he can do. Porzingis can't do anything with that either. Now maybe he can recover better because he's 7'4" and get the block sometimes, but it's still gonna cause it's still going to cause like other mismatches and swings. Like he can't guard. Porzingis can't close out on him either. He's a guard. He's an NBA guard. 7'4" people can't close out on a solid NBA guard. Like you're just going. He comes with his high foot. You drive to that high foot.
No, but
now he can recover.
Yeah.
He can recover better
like,
than.
Yeah, what? This is the best Boston team they've had with the acquisitions of Porzingis and Drew Holiday. So Boston is better than Bennett. So that's why I'm saying that this year Boston should win the championship. They better win. This if they'll win this year. To me, in my opinion, they need to go off to win. So this is.
You think they're beating Minnesota or Dallas?
Yes. Because this is their year. Because if they'll get it done this year, they need to go somewhere.
I think Minnesota's defense frustrates Jason Tatum like no other in key moments. I'm not saying Jason Tatum's not going to get his numbers, but in key moments, and that's what the NBA is today: is being able to defend in key moments. You can't; these guys are too talented. You can't just shut them down the whole game, but being able to defend in key moments. And I think even if because you can bait. I think that if they decide to, I know Jason Tatum's much taller. And I'm not even sure he would definitely guard Jason Tatum. But if I feel like Minnesota could certainly get Jason Tatum into one of his 3-point step back 3 moments, not being able to penetrate the defense all the way with Rudy there and just start shooting 3 after 3 and missing and missing and missing. That's possible. And I don't think that they can match Anthony Edwards down the stretch. I know he shot the ball not too well in the last game, but down the stretch, I think he'd end up being better than Tatum and Jay Brown. Now, like I said, I'd like to see Jaylen Brown have his. Not that he needs to leave Boston, but I wouldn't mind. I think that Jaylen Brown, if he got his own team, even if he came to like the Sixers, which he's not going to do, he could make the jump. He wouldn't play like Harden, but he could make the jump similar. I'm not saying exactly, similar to what Harden did when he left OKC. Similar. I think he could do that, but.
Okay. Like I said, to me, this is Boston year. They've been knocking on the door the past 2 years. In my opinion, if they're going to do it this year, they need to go somewhere.
I don't trust them.
Understandable. I think this is their year to me. So let's go to the Western Conference Finals. Currently playing right now, the Mavericks and Timberwolves. Right now, with 15 to go to second quarter. Timberwolves on top of the Mavericks, 56-51.
Yeah, it's 59-52. I'm watching it live right now.
Oh, thank you.
With 44 seconds left in the second quarter.
Okay, so let's
good game.
So before we make our predictions, let's talk about both teams. So. So Minnesota, you talked about them. Let's talk about Dallas. How has Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic managed to work out? I didn't think it would work out, but these two have managed to play well together. What have they done to transition from last year?
Well, again, I don't like to pretend, so I haven't watched a whole lot of Dallas and Kyrie and Luka. I don't even know if I've seen a full game of them this year, but I do listen to other stuff. I like to have my own takes. I really do. But from what a lot of people are saying, not just on like ESPN, I have no problem. I'm not like a lot of people who hate ESPN and Fox. I do actually like, some of their shows and stuff, but they're fine. But I like other stuff better. Other shows on YouTube like FYI Sports and Players Choice and things like that, and Gil's Arena. I like those better. But what they're saying in all those platforms is that, well, not all of them. Some of the guys, usually some of the younger guys who actually really watch these games, they are saying that Luka is doing a better job of playing Team D. Actually, as a matter of fact, I heard it today from a guy named. He's a Dallas fan, but he's one of the guys on Players Choice named JD, and he had a good take. He said, and what he was saying is that he believes that, Luka is actually playing good team defense in the playoffs. So that part of it could be helpful. Kyrie is when in high leverage moments and in big games, he's able to play some solid team D as well. I know traditionally that neither one of them are like great defenders, but I think Kyrie's capable of playing defense. and Luka's showing that maybe he is too. But I have not had a chance to really sit down and watch to see. I mean, I have it on right now and see what they're doing, and they're doing a pretty good job. But I'm not looking close enough to see, how they're rotating defensively or how they're how he's coming to help. It's important a lot of times. You have to know, like, so it's weird. You think everyone would know when to come help, but you have to know, like, sometimes certain rotations, whether it be come from the wing, a person has to help, and then when you throw it to the next pass, that person has to rotate, and that person has to rotate. And, Dallas, I think, has been doing a better job of that based in this particular case, because I don't like to have fake takes of what I heard. I haven't watched them. I'm going to watch later tonight. I'm going to rewatch this game from the beginning. I think even though Kyrie's not playing great, I think that he's playing good enough, and he's his vibe. I know. This sounds crazy, but sometimes, like, someone's like their gravity or this takes it even further, like their aura a little bit kind of helps their team. And just Kyrie, when he starts to get like into whether he's attacking a closeout or he's getting into his dribbles, it's just slowly the defense is kind of like edging over, a little bit. So it makes it easier for his other teammates to hit open threes, or like if he comes off the high pick and roll to throw the lob for the dunk, because the two guys, the defenders, even though like the one defender who's guarding Kyrie is trying to get to him, it's taking the other defender, and the other defender is like, even though he's guarding his man, but he's kind of like trying to edge a little bit toward Kyrie a little bit. I wish I could explain a little bit better, but so that makes it's the Kyrie's gravity a little bit, and I think he's actually going to play well in this series. I don't know. Like I said, I have it on, but I can't see it clearly because I just have it on my phone. And I think if they get into the finals somehow, he would also play well. Luka is playing well. He's doing his thing. I know he was injured at the beginning of the playoffs, so he wasn't playing particularly well. They're youngsters. I think that they're young guys. What's it, Lively, the big center, or the high flying center or rookie is, doing what he needs to do both defensively and, catching lobs, getting big rebounds, things of that nature. So I mean, I think they have a shot. And Minnesota's a great defensive team, but as I said, I think maybe Kyrie and Luka do something special and at least push it to a game 7, and then at that time, then it's up for grabs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that Luka has said in a press conference that he's, taking a step back and letting Kyrie, control the ball more, and just, make plays when necessary. So that's what helps well. So they play better defense, and they're adjusted to each other on offense. But I think the main thing is Dallas' front court. You said, Derek Lively. They also acquired the trade deadline Nigga Gafford from the Wizards. So Gafford and Lively make a good combo at center.
Who? I don't know a lot about Gafford.
Gafford, yeah, they backup center. So Lively, the rookie, is a starter, and Gafford the backup. So at center, they got two good guys. They also acquired P.J. Washington from the Warriors, and P.J. stepped up against the Thunder. He had 3 games where he scored 20 points. So P.J. showed to be more than Brittany Williams' baby daddy. He's actually shown to be a viable NBA player. So good on P.J. Tim Hardaway Jr., he, shoots his threes. Some games he hits them. So that's good for him. I know Maxi Cleveland's injured, but everybody else is really stepping up too for him as well. So Jason Kidd is doing a good job coaching. I can't take that from him. I mean, Dallas is in the West Finals for the second time in 3 years. So, I mean, of course, it's more to do with Luka, but also to do with, Jay Kidd being the coach both years. So, shout out to them. But if I had to make a pick now, I would go Timberwolves to 7. I think it's going to go 7. I think in the end, I would go with the Timberwolves to win out.
And why do you think the Timberwolves are going to win? Why do you think they're going to beat Dallas?
To me, Anthony Edwards is playing on a whole other level. He's just stepping up a notch. I'm not gonna say Michael Jordan like other people, but he's stepping it up. Rudy Gobert showed to be more
Yeah, I
than
don't like the. He's playing great, and I don't mind. I don't like the compare. I don't like when they compare 6'4" guards to 6'6" guards because I know that sounds like that's not a lot. It's like it's totally. It's just different being a 6'6" guard over a 6'4", 6'3". It's like once you get to like 6'5", but definitely 6'6", it's different. So I don't like that because I was mentioning to you last night, and I'll let you get back to what you're saying. I mean, you cut off. It's like D Wade is 6'4", but you see his career didn't last as long as Vince Carter's, Jordan's, even
all the Browns.
What's
the Browns, like
right.
Bro, still playing, 6'8", so 6'9", so yeah, you're right. So so I'm just saying that, Dallas is playing team ball. I mean, they got two big stars, they play team ball, so that's why they still play. That's why they put out the Thunder. I think
what do you think Minnesota? What do you think Minnesota's going to do to, in your mind, whatever it may be, to like, what's the reason, like, their defense or offense? I know they're a defensive team, but you think they're going to be able to like shut down Kyrie, make it difficult on Kyrie, make it difficult on Luka? What?
I just think that at their best, Minnesota's better than Dallas' best because they got, Towns, Edwards, 6-man of the year, Nas Reed, Mike Conley. Conley is still playing the old man game. It's working for him. Rudy Gobert showing to be a versatile defender. He's showing that you can't play him late in the games. Number 4, when teams played him, they would force him out to the paint. He couldn't play. Now he's showing he can do that. So he's actually improved on that front. He deserves that Defensive Player of the Year award for the 4th time. They got a very good bench too.
As I said, I'll have so much of a better feel for it after I watch this game tonight. I really need to see it's because I hate predicting when I haven't. I just at least see what the coaches have decided to do, how they're guarding different people is, I do. If it goes to Game 7 somehow, I mean, I can't. Kyrie and Luka could just put on a show, and guys who are as great as they both are, I don't care who they're playing. I mean, for one game, I'm not saying they're better, but they could beat like dynasty teams, the Showtime Lakers, the 96. Well, just for one. I'm just saying for one game, not for a series, not for a season, but they're that good where they could just be so hot in one game. They could beat any team, whatever team it may be. Even though
they go either way. I mean, they go either way. It would have shocked me if Dallas won the series. It go either way. Both of these teams are what I would call a pleasant surprise. You're surprised they're here, but at the same time you're happy they're here. They're two new teams that you can root for and enjoy to see play. So it's
right. I'm
very
similar to the other series. I was actually, even though I'm a Sixers fan, I don't really root for the Knicks. But once the Knicks had all those injuries, I was very happy that Indiana moved on because I knew that I was pretty suspicious because I knew that Boston would probably try to run up and down with them, so it would at least make it a fun series. So same thing with this one. I didn't mind if Denver won, and I think Denver's a fun team to watch. I just think Denver would have been more wouldn't it's been as free flowing as this series, even though the defense is great here. I know it's great. I think Denver might beat Dallas a little easier than Minnesota because Minnesota's their first time that they're coming. But I was happy to see this. I'm excited. I got YouTube TV the 10-day thing just so I could watch these games because I didn't want to waste money. And I'm not a big drinker anyway, but I didn't want to waste money every night. I could just get that for free for 10 days. And it's like $30 the first, it's like 40. Well, whatever. It's whatever it is the first 2 months. But that's still cheaper than if I went to the bars to watch the games and got drinks. You know what I mean? Mm. And if I'm at the bar, eventually I'm going to get, no matter how much I'm eventually going to get a couple drinks because I'm sitting there. So I was like, forget that. Let me just get this so I can watch these games. Because these games are good. They're going hard. But like I said, they let them play in the playoffs. The NBA playoffs is like, and there's not even like super. I enjoyed the game last night, and there's not even like to me some unbelievable star that I want to see. I mean, you could say Tatum. I like Jaylen Brown,
Yeah.
but I enjoyed it. They played hard.
To be honest, I really don't start watching the NBA until around the playoff time because during the season, with low management and guys playing the regular season maybe 60, 70%, it's the playoffs when they play 100% balls to the walls every game. That's when you're gonna see everybody at their absolute best.
I don't watch the game not because I dislike them. I just don't have time. I'm a single dad. I
Yeah,
don't get to see them as much as I want to, but I want to.
yeah. So am I.
I want to watch them more. Yeah, right. Of course, I want to watch more games. I like. I'm the NBA is entering a new era, a good one.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that it's a new era. It's like it's okay for if LeBron, KD, said, "I'm done. I'm gonna retire." It's okay because it's in good hands with
I think I'm,
Anthony Edwards and Luka Doncic and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson. The NBA is in good hands. The NBA future is bright with the stars. So the stars past when they retire, it's okay. A new era is here, and we're glad to see it.
Joe. I love LeBron. I like KD. I don't care. Retire. See you later. I'm good. I like
Yeah,
them. LeBron. I don't. I'm saying I don't want to force them out. They're great, but I don't care
yeah.
if they retire because I'm on the Victor Wembanyama train.
Oh,
I
absolutely. So am I.
mean,
So am I.
he's ridiculous. Like I said, like I told you, I say it every time. I am not scared to say it. I'll say it now. If he plays 12 or 13 years without getting injured, people always say LeBron fans are. I have no problem with him being better, Jordan or LeBron. I don't, or Kareem or whoever. I'm not going to give any pushback. He's 7'4", doing sham gods. He can shoot. He can pass. He can play defense. If he doesn't get injured
Yes.
and just gets a little bit of strength, what are you going to do? He already
Just
dunks
watch
on
him.
people.
Just watch
He
him because you
wraps
can't
around
stop
the
him.
back. Gerald, you ever see when he wraps around the basket and dunks it on the other side? Come on, man.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it. NBA is in for something. It is in for something. I will say that. So I know I'm kind of forefront, but hopefully, next season, Adam Silver, when they do the schedule for the Christmas games and the Martin Luther King Day games, ABC games, et cetera. Hopefully, he'll put the younger teams on there and he'll lean back on the Lakers and the Warriors and the Suns, the older teams. We can see less of them and more of the Timberwolves and the Mavericks and the Thunder and the Pacers. Actually, less of the Bucks too, as long as Doc Rivers coaching them.
You don't
Yes,
like Doc? You don't like Doc?
I mean Doc is a good coach, but just he's won one championship. He's lived on that one championship for 16 years, and that's made him a lot of money, a lot of wins, but only one championship to show for
And he has three. He has couple 3-1 up three.
it. A few 3-1, a few 3-2 series. He choked away. Yes, yes, yes.
But
I mean,
I'll say this: I don't like I said when the Sixers got Doc, I was fine with it. I wasn't super happy. When they got rid of Doc, I was fine with it. I wasn't super happy. I didn't care. Doc is just mid to me. I'm not saying he's not a good. I'm not saying he's not a good coach. I'm sure he knows more basketball than I could ever think of. But he's just Zan. I'm not on him for like, oh, you lost 3-1 because that comes down to the players. The players have to do that when it comes down to losing a 3-1 lead.
yeah.
Obviously,
He's
have to make
coached. Yeah,
adjustments and stuff. But
he's
at the
coached
same
so
time,
long. Yeah,
he's still mid.
he's
He's
a
mid
coach
to
so
me.
long that he's made the top 15 greatest coaches in NBA history. That's how long he's coached. And he also won Coach of the Year, coach a team to a record of 41-41. So that's when the hype started when he won the Coach of the Year
Well,
award over Phil Jackson.
who are you taking? I'm just curious. If you could have Doc Rivers as a coach, or let's say Rick Adelman, who would you take?
Ooh, that's tough because we got to make a coach. He has some good teams. It's just kicking over the hump. Ooh. I would go with Doc over Rick Adams. I'm going with Doc Rivers over Rick Adams.
Who would you take, Doc, or would you take Doc Rivers, or would you take Casey Jones?
Oh, it's easy, KC, because he led Boston with their best runs. He was coach.
Yeah, okay. I would take Casey Jones over Doc, but I'm not gonna lie. That's based on narrative. I don't remember. I would have to go back and see how he coached. Really, like I don't really know that he's better than Doc. Like I don't know how he. And I've watched the games, but I mean I haven't watched them in 20-some years. So, but I don't know. I would have to go back to. But yes, off the top of my head, I would take Casey Jones over Doc Rivers. But at the same time, I don't know. But there's some coaches that don't have to. I might take what's his name from Dallas, Golden State.
Don Nelson.
Don
Yeah,
Nelson. I might take Don
but see,
Nelson.
the thing with his Nelly ball is, while it's fun to watch, it ain't led to no championship. It won't lead to a championship. And also the Hacker Shack, all that, they don't lead to no championship. It leads to fun basketball. Well, Hacker Shack tried to slow the game down, but they lead to no championship. Which is I like Don Nelson. He didn't win a title.
Do you think maybe you watch more than I do? Like I said, over the last few years, like I said, I love basketball, but I don't watch enough to really. I hear what fans are saying, but do you think Doc is bad at making adjustments? That's his big thing, that he's bad at making adjustments. I know Gilbert Arenas always mentions that he doesn't make any adjustments, but sometimes Gil's wrong. Gil's not always right. The NBA guys are great; they know a lot of stuff.
I think Gil is right in the sense that Doc does the same thing now, 2024, he did when he led Boston the title in 2008. In 16 years, he hasn't really changed the style much in 16 years. You can
offensively, defensively, I really don't.
Coaching overall coaching, yes.
So
when he said
so Milwaukee runs the same offense as Boston ran.
His coaching style, not the same offense, but his coaching style. That's just how he coaches the same way. He hasn't changed it up. He has realized he needs to adjust over the years. See, over the years, Doc hasn't evolved. He's been the same Doc he's been for the past 16 years, basically.
Basketball needs a coach who loves basketball, who has played basketball, loves basketball, but also loves the analytics and the numbers and mixes it together and comes up with the best, because I think that would make the best.
See the thing, Jay, the NBA coaching doesn't matter as much in other leagues because in the end, talent wins. The job of the coach is to manage all the egos, call the right play here and there, sub in the players, give them the right rest, bring them back in. The players really win the championship. All the coach has to do is manage the egos and not get in the way, which is why, David Blatt, that's why he got the boot out of Cleveland, because he was getting in the way. Ty Lue was basically picked up, let LeBron, the team, do the thing on the court, and voila, they won a title in 2016.
Well, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I do think that, but I do think that coaching does matter. I'm not saying that I would have to think about it when it comes to other sports. I think, let's say you have two even teams, but their styles are different. Let's say you have two even teams, but their styles are different. I think the coach, if you had they did two very good teams, the styles are different. I think that's when coaching makes a difference. Like when one coach can be like, okay, you did this. I'm an X and O, and I'm going to do this back at you. I'm going to get you to force play my way. So if you have two really good teams, I think. But another part of coaching is getting stars to believe in you and believe in your vision. So
yes, that's true.
Right,
that's part of, in my opinion, managing egos. Manage their egos, having them accept you as the leader of the team. That's the job of a coach. If the players don't believe you as the coach, they're not going to play for you. Well,
I agree.
Yeah. Play hard for you, I should say.
That trickles all the way down to even. I know it's even more difficult in the NBA, but even down to like high school or AAU, whatever. If the kids don't believe in you really. Now you may be able to convince them. There's different ways to convince them. Showing them how things work. If you're young and you can still play against them, sometimes that will help them believe in you. But in the NBA, all the money they make, it's just such a difficult thing to get the players to believe in you and have the organization believe in you, so that someone like LeBron can't just be like, all right, fire him. Although LeBron, I'm sure, can get anybody fired. But that part, I do think is better when you have an organization who doesn't have to be a slave to a player. And they have some wiggle room, like in Miami, in San Antonio, like no one could get Pop fired really. Well, if Victor Wembanyama demanded, went crazy, yes.
That's still what happened. Greg Popovich is a long sheriff in San Antonio. No.
I'm just saying he would have to put up a fit. He wouldn't be able to do it on some easy shit. He wouldn't be able to finesse it, just be like, and get it done. He'd have to be on camera I want Greg Popovich fired. I'm not playing at all for San Antonio.
Greg Popovich.
That's the only way.
Greg Popovich has been the sheriff of San Antonio damn near 30 years when he fired Bob Hill and made himself coach. And that was back in 1996. That's been damn near 30 years that Greg Popovich has been the Lord and ruler of San Antonio. Longer than Victor Wembanyama has been alive. So that's not going to happen.
Right, but it's a game, though. So if he does that, then what Greg Popovich will do, believe it or not, at his age, he would just step down. He doesn't want to hear it. He wouldn't want to go through all. He would just step down because he would want to do what's best for the organization. And now,
Pop's been Lord and ruler of San Antonio since '96. Wembanyama was born in 2004. I just don't see that happening.
Right. No, but I'm saying Greg Popovich seems to be a very reasonable and thoughtful man. He wants to actually serve people a little bit. I'm sure he, just like any other coach, he can be a jerk. I'm sure he can. Be, because I know, Steven Jackson doesn't like him, but whatever. And other players may not like him. But
you don't like nobody, Steven Jackson, but go on.
But I'm saying, Pop, if Victor Wembanyama was adamant, I want him out of here, they would call it, they would go meet with him, and Pop would he'd be like, look, San Antonio is going to have Victor Wembanyama the next 15, 16 years. The fans are going to get this player. The organization is going to get this player, and he would just step down. They may not force him, but he would just do it because he's at his age. If he were younger, maybe not. But he's about to retire anyway. He would just step down. You don't think so? He's not. He's on.
I don't think so.
Now anyway.
He's the Lord and ruler of San Antonio. No, that's not gonna happen.
They're not getting rid of Victor Wembanyama, bro. There's no way. You can't give away. That would be like giving away Michael Jordan after his rookie year. Getting rid of LeBron. Getting rid of LeBron in Cleveland. Getting rid. Get him. That would be like getting rid of. Oh, that would be crazy.
I don't know. I don't see it. No.
So what do you think they would do? What do you think would happen? Victor Wembanyama comes out. He has his fit. He's on TV. I want to be traded. You think they trade? You think they are? I want Popovich out. You think they trade him?
Yes.
Okay. At that point, remember, G, they have no leverage. They know, all the NBA knows that he wants out. So
you got to remember. You got to remember, back in 2010, Dan Williams and Jerry Sloan had that big dust up that made Jerry Sloan resign. And they still traded Dan Williams because that's how much they value Jerry Sloan. That he forced Jerry Sloan to retire.
We're comparing Darren Williams.
I'm not comparing Dan Williams. I'm not comparing Dan Williams with Wembanyama. I'm just saying that when the coach has been there so long, the organization considers him an institution. That's how much the Jazz value Jerry Sloan. And consider how much the Spurs value Greg Popovich, who's won 5 titles. Sloan's 0.
So I can't say I would step down. I mean, I would step down for the greater good of the team and the NBA.
The man who led the Spurs to the title in '99, 2003, 2007,
No,
2014.
you're preaching to the choir. I think Pop is
Sorry,
one of
2005 too. I
the
forgot.
all
Wait,
time.
2099, 2003, 2005, 2007, 2014.
Right.
So you had the
I
5
get
times.
it.
5.
Right, and I understand that if he was like 55 and he wanted to coach he probably doesn't want to coach all that much longer anyway. It's not
He
like it
just
would be a
signed
big deal.
extension. He just signed extension due to what the coach will be over. He just had a big extension. He ever happened to long haul.
What's the extension?
I think 4 years and I don't know the millions, but it's a lot.
So he's still going to get paid?
Yeah. I just don't see that happen. I don't see that happen.
No, I don't see it happening. No, you don't see it happening. But you see them trading Victor Wembanyama. But I'm saying it would be very difficult to trade him once he came out publicly.
In San Antonio, no player named Tim Duncan is bigger than Greg Popovich in San Antonio.
No, I get overall, like if he's going to be there for a long time, nobody is bigger than him. If he's going to be there for 10, 15, he has control. But if he's going to be out in the next 5 years, that's different. It's totally different than if you know he's going to stay there and be same thing. Even in Miami, Pat Riley has total control. But like if Victor Wembanyama was there, and he was like they would, because I don't know, it would be a bad move by an owner. You couldn't give up Victor Wembanyama if the coach was younger.
Yeah, that's the thing. San Antonio, the owner, Peter Hope, the GM, R.C. Buford, and Coach Pop are all in step with each other. 1, 2, 3. They all adjust with each other. They all work together.
Right. But they're good.
They have the best owner, GM, coach combo in the league.
But you're going to make
they all work together. They all work together.
But they're businessmen more than anything else.
Yeah, but they also got a camaraderie. They got communication with each other that they all stick together.
Right. I'm not saying they wouldn't stick together. They would stick together. They would stick together. They would get Pop paid, whatever. Pop could do whatever he wanted to do, and Pop would decide to step. He wouldn't want that. Pop wouldn't want them to suffer like that. Pop wants them to win. You're right. They are all cool.
Pop is an old school coach where he wants to win the right way, and the right way is no one player is above the team. That's his motto.
Right. No one player is above the team unless he is a 7-foot unicorn.
Not even him.
Real unicorn.
Not even him. The Spurs.
The reason
the Spurs are a classy organization is they don't let no player run the show. They let the players play. They let the executives, let the coach. Everybody knows their rules, San Antonio.
That's why we're
successful. That's why we're successful over the years. Now, Wembanyama could do that act elsewhere. Maybe with the Lakers or the Cavs, something like that. But not in San Antonio.
Well, Joe, then you have to give me the trade then. Give me the trade.
I don't know what you get it back from Wembanyama. It would be hell of a haul, but I couldn't even imagine. Picks and players. We have a lot of picks and a lot of players. That's what I think.
A lot of picks, a lot of players.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get value. And they already lost. And they already lost Kawhi. I know it seems like the owners are rich and all that, and the GMs are rich, but they're business. They have to keep the business going. They need to see profit growth. That's a bad business move. It just is. If now Greg Popovich was 54, 55, if Greg Popovich was 60, that's just a bad move. It's not. It would be a really, really, real. I mean, business-wise, it would just be ridiculously stupid. It just would be. It would. I mean, it would be.
Yeah, we'll see.
Like I said, if Pop was younger, I know I said it many times. Like even 60, but for 4 years or whatever, a little bit. And like I said, they wouldn't give him and they would all still be cool. Pop would get whatever he wanted. Like they wouldn't even they would go like, Pop, do you want we'll give you the world. They would give him anything. They'd just like, all right, let's just try to work this out somehow. They would work. If it happened, they would work it out some way. They would still be cool. But they force him out? No. If he said, now Pop came back with, I'm not leaving no matter what, then I think they would ride with him. If he came out publicly and did that, I just don't think he would do that. But if he did that, Yeah, they would probably try to ride. They would probably try to somehow to ride with them, but behind closed doors, they would work the best business thing out, and Pop might even get a piece. Like, so he could be like, "All right, I'm gonna give you or give your family going forward. I'm gonna give you 10% of the team." So even if you don't want to do anything, all that money still keeps on going to your family over the years. Those are little small things that people don't think are important, but like they're important to people. That gives you money, and your family's going to keep on having money and have a piece of the team. Like they might give them. Who knows what they offer them? Anyone can be negotiated with, especially when they're cool and they're friends. Everything you said is right. They are cool and they are friends and they try to stick together. But I think they would all be together behind closed doors and either squash it somehow and like make Wembanyama realize like he's not going anywhere. But if it came down to it, I think he would just, for the greater good of the NBA and the team and his friends, at this age, would step down. Younger, he would fight. He'd be like, no, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah. So we shall see. We shall keep that for another
Well, that's never
time.
going to happen. That's never going to happen. So that's a total.
Right. It's not going to happen at all. It's not going to happen at all. No. So, Jay, I thank you for coming on. I truly appreciate it. We'll let you get to this game. I'm going to get to this game before we get out of here. We went on over an hour. I went on almost 2 hours. You went on over an hour.
I know. I'm just saying, this goes so quick.
Yeah, it does. It go by quick. So tell the people how to reach you on social media.
Man, I'm just on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I have to get my things down so I can say these correctly. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. I have my unapologeticmiddle.com website. That's just my job website. It's my digital advertising website. Those are the things that I'm on. I'm also on. I have TikTok, but I'm not really signed up for it. And that's it. So that's it. Facebook, Instagram. I have 2 Instagrams. You can look me up on there, Jason Boyd. And next time I'll have the actual call things.
Okay. Well, you can find me on Facebook, Gerald Britts, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. My 2 cents on it. For Jason, Unapologetic Boy, my earlier guest, the Hulk, Marcus Hawkins. I am Gerald Britts, aka my 2 cents on it. And that wait.
I'm sorry. Are you sure you don't want to do another topic?
I'm sure we're gonna get to it next week. We're gonna come on next week. We're gonna make it happen. Yeah, but yeah, we gonna wrap this up. But next week we're gonna be back in full force. So Trey gonna be back. We're gonna get Greedy back. We'll get some other people. We're gonna try to get this full force next week.
Did you do the topic of the transgenders in sports?
Oh yeah. Me and Marcus did Diddy and transgenders in the Minor Sports Story. We came on the last topic, the NBA thoughts.
Can I chime in on that real quick?
If you want to, yes, sir.
Look, I have nothing against the transgender community at all. I like them. I want to be friends with them. I don't care if they're my neighbors. I don't mind working for them. I don't mind them working for me. They can come to the picnic. I have nothing. We can go to the show. I don't care. But nah, man, you can't have them in sports. That doesn't make any sense. Like, you can't have people bigger, stronger, punching women. I don't care. Even if I know they're low in the testosterone levels. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Come on, people. You have to have some type of common sense. Like I said, love and respect to the transgender community. 100%. I have nothing. Like I said, I like you. You can be my neighbor. I'll work for you. You can work for me. I do not care. But sports, it just doesn't make any sense, G. Like, come on.
It doesn't. I said the same thing. I said the same thing earlier. It's unfair. It just isn't right. Now they want to compete against men. They can do that, but not against women because they had the advantage of the women. Now men, they can be by equal footing, so they compete against men, but not against women.
Right. I don't know. I don't believe in all these states that so many people are able to do it in college. It doesn't. It's not fair. It's not fair. You're not acting. I just don't think that they're acting in good faith. Come
They're not.
on.
They're
No
not.
one's like trying to do anything.
That's that's why I say, that's what made me talk about it, because in Oregon it was a race and a transgender won the all female race, and the transgender was booed for winning. And I think rightfully so, because she, the transgender unfairly won the race, so they were rightfully booed, in my opinion.
Yeah. I agree. I agree 100%. I don't. I mean, it just doesn't. You can't have women and people who used to be men competing in combat sports, which they do, against women. I mean, it gets people injured. Men are just are stronger, faster. I know, even like I said, they can take the testosterone blockers and slowly get rid of their testosterone, and they can do that. I think it's just not fair. It's just not
No,
fair.
it's not.
It's not fair to women.
It's not. It's not. So you already saw Diddy and his downfall.
I mean, like I said last week, man. I try not to follow that. So I mean, I don't know how anyone. I don't know how you get to a point where you need to be crazy. Like, you're making music, you're having fun, and you want to start doing like this crazy stuff. You can just have girls or whatever it is that you like. You don't have to like assault and do young people. Like, that is sick, bro. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't even follow the story closely because I don't know. Is it definitely like he is without question guilty, G? Like, no.
Oh, no. You know what happened was on Friday, they released footage of a hotel 2016 of him chasing Cassie out of a lobby, out of the room. He was in the towel. He dragged her down to the floor. He kicked her and dragged her back in the room. And did he pay the hotel $50,000 to get rid of the footage, but the footage miraculously came back out on Friday. So that's why Diddy finished. That's why Diddy is officially finished, because people see it in the flesh, him being an abuser.
These days, how do we know? Like, I know it just sucks, but how do we even know? I'm not even trying to make excuses for him. I have no like.
It's him because he came out with a apology video that's also been criticized.
Oh, he came out with an apology. Like I said, I really try not to.
Yeah,
it's so disgusting.
Sunday, 2 days later, he came out with an apology video that's also been heavily criticized.
So tell me all the stuff, like just a few things that he, like exactly what they're saying he did.
Well, Cassie sued him a few months ago because, he was physically abusing her, mentally abusing her, verbally abusing her, made her do freak offs, which is made her have sex with other guys while he watched.
If he did that, if he made her do that, then if that's really true, I mean, if that's true, then what do I think of it? I think that's crazy.
It's true because she sued him. He settled with her the next day. So he tried to get the story out. He tried to get rid of it as soon as possible. As soon as she sued him, he settled. I think they said she got about like $30 million. Then after that,
she was forced. Like, was she raped?
What?
Or she just did it because Puffy said to do it, and
Puffy said to do it. So Puffy said to do it. So he was watching her have sex with all these other guys. While he sat there and watched. And I think masturbate. But yeah, it was some sick stuff.
That's like that. Like, I don't know why you would make it. I don't know why you would make, especially.
Well, you got all that money, Jay. You got that money. You got the power.
True. All these stories, like all these rapper stories, like to get to the next level in acting and music, you have to get on your knees. Do you think that those stuff true?
I don't know if you know, but when Corey Holcomb listen to him, he say backdooring and stuff. I believe that. I believe a lot of them got to do that game for pay, game for stay, the game for play. I do believe that, yes.
Can you give me somebody else, G? Because I don't. Corey Holcomb, it seems weird. I mean, maybe he's a great guy. I don't know a whole lot about him, but when I get him on like my shorts sometimes, he just seems like kind of weird. But whatever.
Corey Holcomb speaks the truth, Jay. He speaks the truth. The man got no reason to lie. The way he talks makes me realize he's telling the truth, 100% truth.
Is there anybody else? I know there is other people like Cat.
Yeah, Cat Williams. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Cat Williams tell the truth too.
But there's no way. I'm just saying, there's no way. I don't care. I'd rather be as poor as I am now than go suck a dick for $1 million.
Right. You're a real man. That's why you're a real man. That's why, because they're very few real men out here. There's some that sell their soul to make it. And a lot of them have in Hollywood. A lot of them have sold their soul.
People don't understand. I don't care what you have going. You can have some crazy sexual stuff in your head or fantasy. That doesn't mean you have to bring it to the world. You don't have.
You know what it is?
Ugh.
When people have so much money, so much power, so much influence, it goes in their head, and they feel the need to use it. And then he felt his money, his power, influence. He just felt powerful. He felt untouchable. He felt like Teflon Don. So he felt he couldn't be touched.
Like you feel certain, but I don't know why would you do? To me, like the more power you get, why wouldn't you just want to do more good stuff and be cool?
Because for some people, money the root of all evil. Some people, the power comes too tempting, not to use it for bad as well as good. It's too tempting. That's why. But yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. But Diddy is through. I don't think he's gonna serve a day in jail, but he's officially through. And it's best he just got a live life for good before somebody else sued.
Man, some of that stuff is just. That's crazy. I know obviously R. Kelly's in jail. Ugh.
Yeah, R. Kelly's through. He served the rest of his life in jail. But that's what it is. But yeah, Jay, we're gonna get up out of here. We're gonna come back full force. I'm coming the whole crew full force. I'm trying to get the whole crew in here and a few more people.
I was trying to get home because I wanted to talk about that topic.
Yeah.
But I was trying. I stayed at the gym too long. I didn't play very well today, but whatever. I mean,
yeah.
Kids wore me out a bit today, but I did all right.
I gotta get on the court. I ain't played in about 5 years, but I gotta get back on that court.
Come out, man. I work out, man. I have to keep it moving, man. It's the only thing that keeps me going playing a little bit. I try to stay the best possible. But the diet's the most important thing.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna do for sure. I'm gonna try to join that. Try to join a 40 and over league. That's my goal. I'm 39 now, so I'm trying to join it for next year.
Are you down south or are you up north?
I live out south, actually. Yeah.
This is a over 40s men league, but it's all way up here in Evanston. I know you're not gonna come that far to play.
Not in Evanston.
But if you ever want to come through, and then we'll go up there and we'll play. You have to pay like $8, and they use an algorithm to pick the team. Everyone's over 40, so we'll go hoop. I don't play outside anymore. I'm trying to get back to. I'm not going
to no more either. I'm trying to just be in the gym. Remember down the corner of that gym. That's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Though I had yesterday, but the other day I was murdered. I almost dunked on a kid.
Oh.
And I haven't been able to dunk in like a few years now. Like I haven't, but now I can. I'm pretty sure I can dunk again.
Okay.
Which isn't bad for a 6'3" guy.
Yeah, not bad. Guy. Not bad at all. What are you now? 45?
I'm 46.
Okay. Yeah. Like I said, I ain't played in 5 years. I don't play like I used to. I'm 39. I ain't played much since my early 20s. So it's been like basically 20 years since I balled, basically.
Did you hoop in high school?
No, I didn't. I just like hoop every now and then in the park and whatnot. So that's what I would do. But I ain't done that forever. So I got back on the court. Like you and Marcus, y'all ball. I know I'm in the ball like that. And Marcus is 50. So, that's what it is.
You ever played would you guys go out to the park here in Chicago, or would you guys play inside? Or would you guys play on your driveway or wherever you live?
I would do inside now, just in the gym. It's too much.
No, I mean growing up, where'd you guys play?
Oh, outside the park. Yeah, outside the park. There's sometimes inside, but maybe outside. But as I get older, I can't do it on this concrete no more. So I'm gonna do it in the gym.
I used to love playing outside. We used to have this thing called, it was like near where I lived. my dad would take us to this place called Central Avenue, and they would play back through. Go through the neighborhood in this town called Paoli, and every Sunday there would be like 20, anywhere from like 20 to 30 deep guys ready to hoop. It was fun. My dad would go just sit. My dad would bring a chair and just watch. There was some pretty good players there. I mean, there's some pretty good players there, and then I wonder, in the '90s, like Philly hoop from '90 to 2000. I think even if you took a suburbs team and a city team, you could have two separate teams. But if you put them together, the suburbs and the city team, the '90s high school might be the GOAT around the country. I mean, we had Kobe, Rasheed Wallace, Rip Hamilton, like so much talent. This guy named Donnie Carr, this guy got Rasheed Arnold, all these dudes. I mean, there's so many guys. I had guys on my Sunny Hill team that could that could really go. I had a team that could go. But there were so many good. Bless you. There's so many good players. I'm sure. I mean, there's good players there now. I'm just not in touch with it as much as I was back then. But I'm sure Chicago was crazy too. You guys had like Rashard Griffith way back in the day. You guys had Benji. You had Ronnie Field, and you had I'm talking about the '90s. In the '90s, you guys had KG, even though he came up from South Carolina. But you got that respect. He went to Farragut. He went to Farragut, yeah. So that's legit. Ronnie Fields, if Ronnie Fields didn't get injured, he would have made it to the NBA. He definitely would have made it. I don't know how good he would have been. He may have been pretty good. I have no idea, but he definitely would have been. He had hops. Did you ever see him play when you were younger?
I never heard of Ronnie Fields.
Wait, son. You're from Chicago?
Southside Chicago, yes. Southside Chicago, yes.
Man. What? You never even heard of Ronnie Fields?
I've heard of the singer Ronnie Dimples Fields. I never heard of Ronnie Fields basketball player. No.
Don't tell anyone in Chicago that. Don't tell anyone that ever played basketball in Chicago that you don't know who Ronnie Fields is.
I'm looking on YouTube tonight.
Don't tell anybody that, man. But don't tell anybody. There's someone right now and being like, "Come on, man, you're not supposed to tell him that." G. Ronnie Fields, he played with KG at Farragut.
I've heard of KG, of course.
He'll jump over your back and punch on you.
Never heard of the guy. Never heard of him. It's okay. I've heard of the two guys from Hoop Dreams, of course,
Well, neither of the guys from Hoop Dreams can mess with Ronnie Fields. Ronnie Fields was a level above. I mean, they're not. I'm not saying they're not good. Arthur Agee and I'm forgetting the other guy's name is blanking me, but neither one of them. And I think everyone out there in Chicago, whoever's watching this, would agree. Arthur Agee or the other guy from Hoop Dreams aren't in the same stratosphere as Ronnie Fields.
William Gates and Arthur Agee.
Yeah, neither one of them, no disrespect to them as hoopers, but Ronnie Fields here, them compared to him there. Not that they couldn't hoop. Again, respect, but Ronnie Fields is way better than them. Ask anybody in Chicago, and I'm not from here. Ask anybody. If I'm wrong, if anyone out there in Chicago thinks I'm capping, let me know. Say I'm capping. But Ronnie Fields.
I've never heard of Ronnie Fields, but so he broke his neck in a car accident February 26, 1996, when we before the city playoffs. He underwent surgery to repair a fractured bone in his neck. He had to wear a protective halo while healing. He left high school as the third leading scorer in public league history with 2,619 points. His high school teammates include Willie Farley, Kevin Garnett, and Michael Wright.
I would say this. You know who Derrick Rose is, right?
Oh, yeah, I know Derrick Rose. I've heard of Derrick Rose.
And maybe someone in Chicago, I don't know. Chicago people, You tell me.
Yeah.
I would say that there's a few people out there in Chicago. Well, no. Derrick Rose is definitely better than Ronnie Fields. But I'm just saying that maybe somebody, I'm saying in high school, Derrick Rose is better than Ronnie Fields. But there's someone in Chicago who could make a good argument, probably, for Ronnie Fields being as good. Somebody, not me. I can't make the argument.
Yeah.
He's good enough where someone in Chicago thinks Ronnie Fields is as good as Derrick Rose in Chicago. But like I said, I'm not saying he is better. He's not better. He's not better. Again, so no one texts G like saying I'm an idiot. I don't think he's better than Derrick Rose. He's not better than Derrick Rose. But Ronnie Fields was the truth.
All right, I will check him out. On YouTube tonight.
I can't imagine coming on. I'm not saying they were doing this back then. A
Yeah.
high pick and roll with Ronnie Fields and KG. Ronnie Fields is coming off for the. Ooh, my bad, Jim.
Woo.
You have a cold? All right, let me let you go. My bad. I'm sorry. I know I've held you on here longer. I want to see the game too. I need to take this dog out.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Had a little emergency, but yeah, Jay, we're gonna be back next week in full force. But I will check out Ronnie Fields on YouTube.
Yeah, definitely do that.
As a matter of fact, I've also got a Zion shoot to go see Hoop Dreams again. See what happens to the two guys. But yeah, for Jay Unapologetic, Marcus, the Hawkins, I am Gerald Britts. That was our 2 cents on it. Back next week. Have a good one.
All right, G.
All right, Jay.